Hey, Chris.
Yo.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to the episode 15 of the Newcomers Podcast.
Oh, you're just now? Okay.
We're just going to start it off like that, true.
All right, cool.
All right. Okay, so I am your host, SmashMania, back from being dead after the last episode. I'm here
Glad
with...
you got better.
No, I wasn't sick. I just didn't have time. With me, I have Chris.
Hello there.
Swiggity.
Yo, what's happening?
Ender Emerald.
From the earth I have risen, and one day from the earth I will return.
And KillerAwesome.
Yo, hello.
Thanks for watching the new cover. Okay.
Bye.
So
Back into the earth I go.
Okay, back down. We're going back down.
Most people never make it past the intro anyways.
We're making it out of the dirt patch with this one, boys.
Let's go.
Yo.
So, I only have like two topics for today, but the thing is, both of them are like so robust and broad that they could like easily take up the entire episode. Since it's been like 5 months since we've recorded one of these, the first one I was going to go with like games that were like recent, games that were released, announced, or like heavily shown off since then, and I just like have a huge ass list, and like,
God damn it.
God.
I'm literally just gonna read off.
Wreck.
I'm literally just, I mean, honestly, like, there's a lot of stuff not from the direct, but like, I'm just gonna read off the entire thing and like from start to finish, and we'll just like talk about ones that stand out to us. It's not like it's about like a dozen, so like, and I'm not expecting a whole lot from each of them, but Tears of the Kingdom, Street Fighter 6, Pikmin 4, Tekken 8, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Sonic Superstars, Mortal Kombat 1, Like a Dragon, Gaiden, and Infinite Wealth, Bomb Rush, Cyberpunk, and Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. And I didn't really know which one to start with, because...
I made a second one?
Yeah, they're making another one.
Which one?
That's the best way to react to that information.
There's a second game.
I like how half of the games I listed were prequels, and then you just blankly state. I like how you just blankly state they made another one.
I made a second All-Star Brawl? Really?
Yeah, they made like a bunch of trailers for that one. Yeah, Squidward actually does have the janky ass hitbox. They made that canon.
God damn it.
Yeah.
So
Good
the
for
next
him.
thing
You don't
that
need
they're going to add is Mr. Krabs' whack-ass grab.
I mean, if they make a third one, because
Mr. Krabs is frame 1 dash attack.
because like Mr. Krabs is in like the background. He's in like the background of one of the stages, and then people meme knows like, "You should have teched that, Mr. Squidward."
Mr. Krabs with the fucking spike pound hitbox on his entire fucking character.
You should have read that forward smash, Mr. Squidward.
Mr. Squidward, my up air is 3-frame startup.
And then the entire roster got leaked for the second
what
time.
is yours, Hagrid?
And they made like, they made like a video talking about the mechanics, and of course, Hungry Box is the person narrating it. Because why not at this point?
One?
Like,
I mean, hey, like, if you're going to pull someone, like, from the Smash scene...
I know, I like it, I just find it fun. I just find it funny. It's like, yeah, they're just straight up getting people from the competitive community to just narrate the videos.
Like, when the first game was coming out, they had, like, all these, like, Smash tubers, like, playing it to, like, get promotion out. But, like, the second, like, the game turned, like, a month old, no one was playing it, it seemed like, on YouTube.
Yeah, it took a free patch for the game to get voice acting, but at least thank God they're actually like launching the game with like voice acting and alternate costumes.
Yeah, I remember like videos of Hungrybox like not calling it the Smash Killer, but calling it like the next big thing, and then like proceeds to play Melee instead for the next 3 months.
I mean, that's his bread and butter.
I always knew that that SpongeBob could be the next big thing.
A swing Bob and Paddock when steals Sandy for...
SpongeBob will be aluminum can in 3 months.
Wow, I always knew that could happen. But
Want to try that again?
no.
Okay.
So I don't know how many of you guys have played Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, or at least have heard of it.
I've heard of it.
I've seen some footage. I've seen some gameplay. It's definitely something that I want to get to. It's just probably not going to be till like a month.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I forgot that game came out, and then I was like, "Oh, it's out! Oh shit!" So it's like, so I was like, "Okay, I'll just grab it, and then also Picross S3 because why not?"
Okay, Picross.
Just like I'm set for fucking life here. It's really good, although I'm kind of upset about the fact that on consoles it's a Switch exclusive. Because you know, as someone who is like as someone who did like it's not that it runs horribly, like, you know, it's like by default it runs at 30, like it runs at 30 frames, but there's this one option under the game options that's just the option is ominously labeled Unleash the Beast. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And it literally just means like it just uncaps the frame rate. So I'm like,
Unleash
oh, okay.
Mr. Beast.
Unleash Mr. Beast.
He comes out of the game into your home.
Yeah, you cannot push him back into the TV. He's
Hello,
there.
guys. Can I give you $10,000?
Yeah.
But only after you play my version of Squid Game.
The funny thing was, I think Bomb Rush.
We're throwing this train in a hole.
I think Bomb Rush is the only game I've ever played where your main character gets decapitated 20 minutes into the game.
Wait, huh?
Okay.
Yeah. So your main
that,
character is like, you might like see him as like he has like a weird robot head looking thing. He has like a weird like red, like it's kind of like elongated head, like Dan Aykroyd looking ass forehead, but it's like I thought that was a mask, but no, it turns out that your character literally just gets fucking decapitated 20 minutes in. They just replace his head with a robot one. I'm like, okay. I'm just like, this is the plan.
This is happening.
I was about to make a Dullahan joke, but like, no, okay.
No.
At first,
I will say, after like looking at it, it genuinely, the head looks like something apart from like one of the Avas in Evangelion.
Yeah, I think I just might like just pull the actual helmet up just to actually get like a frame of reference for this thing.
Oh, that's just the head you have. Okay.
Yeah, that's just, I thought that was like a mask, but like, no.
Oh wait, this is the fucking like Jet Set Radio send up, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
I was confusing with a different name, with a different game.
Yeah, it's like they're the same developers behind Lethal League, and like this. I don't know how many Hideki Naganuma songs are in this game, but I at least there are at least two of them. It can't be the whole soundtrack. Right?
No, I don't think it's the
yeah.
whole soundtrack.
He doesn't really does like whole.
It'd be cool if it was, though.
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't really think he does like.
That's the game. That's the game I was thinking of.
Oh yeah, that game. That game's great.
Hi-Fi Rush is so good.
Yeah, I beat that game, and then it was like, I'm gonna do all the extra missions, and then I missed one and got upset and didn't do it. Because like you have to.
And then I never corrected my mistake.
Yeah, the funny like what happened was like you have to like it's halfway through a stage, and then I accidentally missed it because it's so off the beaten path. So I restarted it, got all the way back there, found out that you have to have an upgrade in order to access it, and then quit. I was like, I'm not doing this the third time.
Damn.
Yeah, it was after I got my Series X, the sex box.
The sex box.
Going back to Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, I first heard about that game a long time ago when me and Mauricio were in our Jet Set Radio little spiel phase kind of thing, and then he was like, hey, you know what I'm excited for? I'm like, what? Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, and he talked about Team Reptile. We also got Lethal League Blaze because of it, because he wanted me to play that too. So yeah.
Yeah, I only got Lethal League because I was like, oh, it looks like Jet Set Radio, and it has a Hideki Naganuma song in it, so it'll be just like it. No, at least I liked the game.
It looks alright.
I found out about it because my friend Gray, he's like a huge like Jet Set like fan of like at least the art style of Jet Set Radio, And then he like retweeted the teaser trailer. I'm like, holy shit! Like an actual game by these devs that plays like Jet Set Radio.
Holy crap, Lois! Jet Set Radio.
Holy fuck, Stu Williams.
Whoa.
Apparently, there is like a leak, a huge Sega leak that happened recently.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Radio, yeah, like they confirmed a Jet Set Radio remake is happening.
Yeah, like
that was sick.
It looks like it's in the same like engine as Persona, I guess, but like I only say that because like they share like the same proportions as like Persona characters and has like a lot of like the weird motion blur.
Yeah, ironically, we found out about like the game because of the Persona 3 remake leaks.
Yeah.
Motion blur and
what a weird way to find out about Jet Set Radio. Just Persona 3 remake. Yeah, right there, Jet Set Radio down the corner. You can't miss it.
Yeah, it was a weird thing that sort of Sega leak because like it confirmed Persona 3 Reload before that, like long before that was confirmed. It showed off Jet Set Radio remake, which is not even like announced at this time, and it showed like early footage of Sonic Frontiers, presumably before they had to crunch it down to make it fit on a Switch. And it looked far more graphically ambitious than it does now.
I always love when like large company leaks happen for these game companies because we always get like really cool assets and like just like completely behind the doors like stuff when it comes to like designing this stuff.
I don't even know if it was a Giga leak. I think that just that one like sizzle reel just kind of bled out.
Oh no, yeah. Like I remember the Nintendo Giga leak from like a few years ago, back in like 2020 when we got all of that. Like
when we found
stuff.
out Luigi existed.
I was about to say, it's not the one with like Luigi, not in Super Mario 64, just in general. We found him.
Yeah, we found him.
Like uncovered like a fucking fossil.
I think what's funnier about that whole situation is that I don't know where this Twitter thread is, but there was just a whole thing of people trying to build Luigi back to his former glory.
It's like we can restore him.
Yeah, it was like fucking...
After a long time, he was finally restored.
See, guys, the Easter egg was real all along.
You just had to build him.
Yeah. You just had to build him, and you just had to wait like
stronger.
See, Nintendo was really forward thinking. You had to buy the Luigi Lego toy first, and then you put him on your N64, and then he's in your game.
Then he dies.
Assemble your Luigi like a goddamn mega.
Luigi.
That's the funny thing because I'm literally just thinking of like all the pictures from that thread, but like put them back to back, and it just like put in like the Lego assembling sound from like Lego Star Wars or something.
And put them together like a goddamn Megazord.
We need that.
Yeah, like a
Legend has it if you connect a Nintendo 64 and a Skylanders platform, you can get Luigi by putting a Lego minifig on it.
I mean, there was that one game that had Bowser and Donkey Kong in it.
What?
I mentioned I think I briefly mentioned like Sonic Frontiers like looking much better until it got like forced to like to be downgraded to the Switch so all systems can run it, and that kind of reminded me of this. Like I think the hilarious thing is that a couple months ago they announced Mortal Kombat 1, and they announced like, oh, it's just going to be next gen exclusive for PlayStation and Xbox. Like it's only Series X and S and PS5. It's still somehow getting a Switch version, and I really want to see how that game turns out.
Oh god!
It was like no PS4, no Xbox One, Switch. Hell yeah.
I'm actually not sure how much they had to like dump down the game to fit it on Switch, because like I have the PS5 version of Frontiers, and like at least on that version there's actually a 4K 60 mode. Like
I just mean like in terms of pop-in they had to downgrade.
There's severe pop-in.
that pop-in that like severely hampers your progress to get 100%.
Yeah, literally. Because like platforms will just like appear in front of you.
Yeah, they'll just like appear. It's like you try to place a beacon on an item, and then you just see it's like 500 feet in the air. It's like, what? How do I do that?
Yeah, like they try to get that like Breath of the Wild effect, where like you climb to the top of a tower and like you can see all the shrines around you, and you're like, oh, I want to go there. But like in Sonic Frontiers, at least on the Switch version, you kind of just get to a high up point, and it's just like low detail map geometry.
I mean, I'm using Series X, so it's not even like that, but like all of like the additional floating platforms and rails are just not there.
Yeah, that's one thing I wish they fixed.
Would you rather see a cool ass scene? Would you rather see a cool ass scenery, or like the whole stage covered in the platforms, which you gotta get 100% with?
Kind of a double-edged sword in that aspect.
Good argument, because I don't know which one I'd rather take.
That's why Breath of the Wild did it so good, because the beacons were a part of the scenery, and it was beautiful.
Oh yeah, speaking of Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom was one of the games I had on the list, and like, god damn. Like,
God.
Should I throw up a spoiler warning?
I guess.
Yeah,
if everyone has already played
recent
it,
games, it's worth a shot.
I haven't played it, but I don't care really.
Okay, good. Yeah. So I think one of the funniest things is that like, so you know, you get the Master Sword from that like dragon floating in the air, and that dragon is like one of the first ways you can reveal its identity is by like getting all of the the memory sort of thing.
Yeah.
And the funniest fucking thing was that when it showed like a master sword glyph. when it showed the Master Sword glyph, I thought it meant like, oh, you just have to get the Master Sword and it'll show you. But so like I got all of them except for the Master Sword. And then I was like, "Oh, this dragon looks really cool. I wonder what its story is." And then I get then they get like the final memory. And I'm like, "Oh no,
no! Wait!
I'm
wait!
I'm just like, oh, cool.
I turn into a dragon Link.
Yeah, I wonder what this cool dragon is like. And then the next memory starts. It shows Zelda with the tear stone in her hands, and then like flashbacks to it. It's like, oh, you can turn into a dragon, but it'll fuck you up for life. I'm like, fuck no.
Would you love me if I was a worm?
Give that boy a worm.
Jesus Christ, I was not ready for that one.
Give that boy a worm.
I still love her. Mainly
because
she's a dragon now.
The worst part about the memories in Tears of the Kingdom is like in Breath of the Wild, it didn't matter like what memories you got in which order, because like regardless of which order you got them in, you knew what happened at the end. But like in Tears of the Kingdom,
it's all in order.
If you mess up and get like one memory, like I read on like Instagram, like this one guy like did like the third memory and then accidentally did like the last memory, and he's like, why the fuck is Zelda a dragon now?
What's happening?
The funny thing is that I was able to piece that together by like the fourth memory that I got, because I got the one where Minoru's all like, oh shit, I'm fucking dying, and she has like a little heart-to-heart with Zelda. And then I got the scene afterwards where Minoru's like, hey, whoa, hold on, wait a minute.
It's like, wait a minute.
And I'm like, okay, Zelda did some fucked up shit. Uh-oh.
It's like, whoopsie. Yeah, there's like, I
turned myself into a dragon Link. I'm Dragon Zelda.
Yeah, I remember going into the depths for the first time. I was like, I fucking hate this. I'm going to 100% these things in a month.
I can't be the only one that feels misled that like the game, like the whole marketing of the game was around the Sky Islands.
Yeah,
and yet,
that fucks me up so much. I was like, you can't just conceal a third of the game like this. You can't just like, why are you burying your lead like that? What the fuck are you doing?
Like all of the marketing is around the Sky Islands, and then it's like boom, underground.
It's like, oh, cool, third map.
To the underground.
I'll crush your balls. That was
actual quote from Ganondorf.
Come please have a look around. Give us your hearts.
I feel like Tears of the Kingdom is like one of those games where it genuinely probably would have been better if you didn't look at any of the marketing.
Yeah.
I didn't look at much of it. I just kind of was like, okay, there's a sky now. It's like, and then I just played it. I didn't even know how it opens. And then it just opened with like what the E3 2019 trailer did. And I was like, oh, okay. That's where this fits in. I was kind of shocked, but also not really, that the game takes place like half a decade after Breath of the Wild. I'm like, oh, okay. We're just gonna...
The problem is that you have to find like some kind of excuse to follow up what was already kind of a complete storyline with Breath of the Wild. Yeah, there was the whole, okay, we just need to rebuild and whatnot, but other than that, you would have to come up with new material if you were going to do a sequel to it.
The thing is, like, I was like interested when they introduced Ganondorf, but I was like, after playing and beating the game, I'm like, how the fuck does the timeline work now? There's just been like, where there are just like 3 cannons the entire time. We're just like, what happened? Like, you have like Ganondorf just sealed underneath everything, but also alive, and is also the same person who also has a last name, but is also dead, but not. I'm like, what are you doing?
So previously the fix for the entire Zelda timeline was just Zelda Monopoly. Link just goes
Zelda
around,
Monopoly, yeah.
Goes
I love that
around,
video.
Gets all the worlds and just fucking dumps them into one big real estate.
Yeah, I love that video so much.
So now what Nintendo needs to do is they need to make Ganondorf Game of Life, and then we can finally like get back to the timeline being correct.
The funny thing is, now that I hear it, you kind of do sound like Brian David Gilbert.
God damn it! Not another white guy.
No, that's a huge honor to be compared to Brian David Gilbert.
Okay. Incredibly personal. I'm a white guy with brown hair. I am literally Scott the Woz, Brian David Gilbert, Simple Flips.
Holy
you fucking
shit.
name it, I am them.
The voice and
No, I'm okay.
Oh my god. It was,
like, Chris, you said my voice sounded like someone else's, like when we were talking a bit before. What was it? Someone could make my voice or something.
Yeah, shoot, your voice does sound like someone I forgot what I was. I forgot what I compared.
Was it like Homer Simpson?
I remember reading saying something about that.
Yeah, we were talking about how
he
sounded like.
Wake up one day and go, donut.
Ain't no fucking way, man.
I don't even like donuts.
Ain't no way, man.
You could probably. Yeah, I remember we were talking about how you could probably do a good Homer Simpson voice.
That's fucked.
You're just like merge.
That's so mean. I don't even like adult animation.
My fucking chest hurts, man.
I wish my voice sounded like Brian David Gilbert and not Homer Simpson. And level 46, 2023, KillerAwesome.
Okay,
How do we fucking get back on track to Tears of the Kingdom afterwards?
I was gonna say, no,
Next game.
Okay, listen. I know how to fix everything. I'll fix this like how everyone fixes everything. We bring Mario into this.
You're right.
True.
Not even like.
I watched the Mario movie the other day.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that was a.
I completely forgot.
I literally just have.
This is not like relevant to the actual conversation, but I feel like we should mention that at some point. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean, like, literally all my complaints are just the exact same of like, you know, the licensed songs and the runtime, but other than that, you know.
Honestly, yeah, like I didn't really mind the licensed songs that much.
I think,
because at least it wasn't like the same fucking pop songs you get.
Yeah,
in, like fucking Despicable Me.
I think the only one like I really had a problem with is when Mario and crew are entering like Jungle Falls, DK Kingdom, whatever you want to call it, for the first time. They play Take On Me, which.
What are they
for the most
on?
part, like a lot of the songs that they included kind of just, you know, fit the atmosphere, or at least like, yeah, it's Brooklyn, whatever. Put that on. But I really couldn't find myself jamming to that during the movie.
I'm pretty sure Welcome to the Jungle would have been so much better.
Fuck you.
Not true, actually.
Yeah, that's.
Like, I didn't mind it because I think "Take on Me" is a fine song, but God,
yeah.
Really fun.
Wrong moment. for Take On Me.
The painful part is that, like, in the official soundtrack of the movie,
there is a song for that.
Yeah, there is a song for that scene, but like, it's just.
There was a cut. I remember hearing about like a cut song called like "Going Bananas."
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it has a bunch of like DK motifs in it, and it's actually like akin to the rest of the soundtrack, but they chose to use a licensed track instead.
Yeah, I think my least favorite part was when Mario just turned to Luigi and said, "Hey, fuck you, Luigi," and then he just
fuck you, Luigi. You go to hell before you die.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the movie is when Mario turned to Luigi after talking to the Scapelli brothers that no one touches his tools.
Yeah.
That honestly,
it was
peak.
Yeah, I mean, like it was either that or when Garfield shows up and said, "Operation Blue Shell Kill was a success."
I'm saying shit in the background now. I'm not even in my chair.
Yeah, Chris Swiggity and I watched the blue shell incident today, and it was, reactions were as expected.
What was the blue shell?
Speaking of
Joel from Mine Sauce's thing, right?
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch that. I should watch that.
Yeah, there was a Reanimated, and we watched the DVD release of the Reanimated.
The DVD release.
Yeah.
So speaking of the Super Mario Brothers movie, they're actually I'm not sure if they're re-releasing it or re-showing it, but over in Japan, they're re-showing the 1993 Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
What? No, I was talking about how the Mario the new Mario movie is coming back to theaters in like a few weeks just for like one day.
But they're actually putting up like the old Mario movie. That is really interesting.
Why would Japan want to see that?
Yeah, in
Why
Japan, that's funny.
This American abomination.
Yeah.
Okay. As much as the 1993 Mario movie like deserves its fair share of crap, I just have a soft spot for it.
Yeah,
there's so many little details here and there that they tried to include. There's all the weird, wacky stuff that differed between both the games and the film medium. Thank you for that gift. That brings up a good point. The special effects are fucking insane.
Yeah.
It's the of like Toad being put in the Goomba-izer or whatever the fuck it's called. Goomba! You can't see it because this is an audio recording.
There's
also the
because he didn't like the
scene.
video.
Monkey.
That's actually
There's nothing like because does anyone here watch Razzle by any means?
No.
We get drunk and watch like blank. There was nothing like the pure energy of them watching the scene where the fucking the twin towers just fucking
oh my god
Oh my god.
The funny thing is that it's like not too far away from the scene everyone meme where Bowser just points and laughs and goes, "Monkey!" It's literally not. I think it's not even like a minute before that scene comes up that you see the Twin Towers just crumbling.
How's that scene not memed? Holy shit!
I bring it up every time whenever I'm talking about the movie because it's just like, yeah, this was definitely released in a different time.
Oh, yeah. I guess that was a good mention that
I think the director's cut of the Mario Bros. Original, the original Mario Brothers movie is like slightly better in a way.
Oh yeah.
Someone on Twitter is currently working on a 4K HDR upres that restores all of the deleted scenes and includes director's commentary and several other commentaries.
I don't think that's
absolutely really cool.
Chris, wasn't that one not real?
The commentary track of
supposedly
Mario
it's an actual project.
Oh, like a fan project. Okay.
Yeah.
I hope they keep that one.
I mean, hey, like I'd buy it if it's like high quality. Fuck it, why not?
I remember when me and Marigio watched the Morton Jankel cut of the Mario movie, which is like an extended cut. Yeah, the Morton Jankel cut. Eat shit, Zack Snyder. All the Snyder fans don't even know about
is the Mario Bros. Zack Snyder.
But the Super Mario Brothers like movie archive team is kind of working on that, and honestly, like, super props to those dudes. Only because
Godspeed,
not only but not only are they working on this, but they also brought us the Morton Jankel cut, as well as like so much information about the Mario Brothers movie that I've honestly spent like hours looking at the site and going down like various rabbit holes. Like, you got stuff for their pre-production where they're making all these crazy scripts. You got stuff from the production, like costumes and props. Hell, you even got stuff like some of the trading cards that came out with the movie, including one that had a line that wasn't in the regular release, where Mario says his iconic line, "No one touches my tools."
God bless Italy.
God, I love that line. I cry a single tear every time he says it.
Yeah.
Thank God Italy exists through the Mario movie.
Yeah, my eyes, like, I hear that line and then my eyes are wet, my pants are wet, I'm crying.
That line is actually the main inspiration for
Mario.
the entire Morbius film existing. So
I need an entire
I was gonna.
I don't know how to get over you phrasing it as my eyes. I'm crying. My eyes were wet. I was not sure to feel that for a moment.
I was gonna transition like semi-cleanly over to Mario Wonder because that was announced between episodes. So like,
go for it.
I'm just really excited that like that it's kind of weird to have. I know this sounds like a really like plain mundane thing, but like it's weird to have like Yoshi fully playable in like a Mario platformer, like let alone Daisy.
That's a legit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's real. That's real.
Yeah, it's still weird for me to see that, and like
it is weird.
And he like looks like Super Nintendo Yoshi, and it looks like it's so weird.
They're taking a lot of cues from early promotional art.
Yeah,
do you think that Elephant Mario just shoots butterflies from his trunk and he turns blue?
It's that one fucking like that, not board game, but like that was
this game.
Yep, there it is. Fuck me. I don't have an original bone in my body. I'm going to.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. There have been like rumors, like not rumors, but like speculation that Mario is the only one who gets like the elephant, and everyone gets like a different like power up that's exclusive to them. And I'm just like,
that's the case, then dear God, when Elephant Mario first dropped, my immediate thought was this is gonna do like Bowsette numbers.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna see the fucking end of this till the day I die.
It's that, but it's also like 7 different characters, so that might be like at least 5 times the output of Bowser.
Oh god.
True.
Oh my god.
Only officially one character. I guess not officially, but like you get the idea.
Yeah.
Just like Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Yoshi, and both of the Toads, all as elephants. The not dear God, I can't get me away from Rule 34.
What? Here's a who? Oh, hold on.
Super Mario.
Stand back. Don't open that browser.
Don't touch that mouse.
Don't you dare.
Don't you dare.
Why is he holding a...
I think Luigi's gonna turn into a rat in Wonder.
I think the funny thing about that whole direct where people were memeing on that one thumbnail of like Nintendo has forgotten about Mario, and then they announced like 6 Mario games.
It's so true.
It was like
they were really looking at that guy. Mr. Miyamoto saw on his Twitter that guy in particular,
and he was
Nintendo
like, remembered about
we
Mario.
We gotta make that man proud.
Yeah, it was like, I think it was like 6. It was like Mario Wonder, Mario RPG, WarioWare, Dark Moon, that one Peach game. And I think that might be it, yeah.
Yeah, like, I've had this crazy thought that, like, oh yeah, I can't wait for that game. I can't wait for
Mario,
RPG.
I'm shocked how faithful Mario RPG is to the art style.
Did you see the,
Mario is genuinely...
Did you see the theory that, like, the Peach game, Waluigi might end up becoming, like, the main villain or something
that
like
would be funny. That would be really funny.
Very interesting.
It was, like, all the vines were purple, everyone had, like, like similar noses to Waluigi.
If Waluigi was the villain, everyone would buy that game. I guarantee it.
Everyone would fucking buy that.
No one would care about the gameplay. They would just start like creating Waluigi fan cams just for that game in particular.
I know there are rumors that like, because the game looks so high quality, it's going to be like a dual release on the Switch and whatever the NX2 is.
You know, like I've had that crazy thought for the longest time. Like I'm going on like a Pepe Sylvia kind of rant here, but like you know, your Pepe Sylvia here. Like, what if Metroid Prime 4 isn't just coming to the Switch?
I mean, that I can believe, but like
Mario game.
Like that I can believe, but I don't entirely believe them just kind of stealth dropping the fact that, hey, here's a game for our next console.
That's the thing. I think that's why we haven't gotten anything on Metroid Prime 4 in years.
I mean like for the Peach game, like I can see Metroid Prime 4 being announced for like the next one, but like
the Peach game's case, it's in the air, but
like because I think it's like it doesn't have to like render all these like complicated backgrounds. It's just like rendering like an extremely enclosed space. So like I'm pretty sure that's like the reason why it looks so good, because you know they only have to like focus on that like one area to build models for.
I had this like hard-going idea where like what if like there was always supposed to be like a Switch Pro system that Nintendo wanted to put out, but like they pushed the plans so far back. Yeah, like what if because of the semiconductor shortages in 2020, like they just thought it wouldn't be a good business decision to put out a new console, so they just pushed back a Switch Pro so far that it turned into the Switch 2.
Yeah, this is so.
And we talked about like how convenient the timing was because around the time that shortage happened, I believe, like that's when like New Horizons came out. Yeah. So they were basically set for the rest of 2020.
Yeah, Chris, that sort of theory reminded me of like, I think it was like it's not entirely the same case, but I think it was like Sonic Extreme, where like they wanted to like it was in development, like revisions for like so many development revisions that like. It was originally going to be like a 32X game, but like they kept on revising it so much that it eventually just became like a Sega Saturn game, because like by that point the game, like the system was already coming out.
My mind's what was that?
And then they didn't even make it a Sega Saturn game.
Yeah, they didn't make it.
They had to cobble together a Sonic 3D Blast port at the last hour just to have something for the holiday.
Apparently that took 7 weeks to make, and like it's so funny to me.
My mind's going to Skyward Sword, I think it was. Because like that was going to be on the GameCube for the longest time. And then like with the Wii suddenly coming.
You're thinking of Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
Twilight Princess, that's what I'm thinking.
I was going to be like, there ain't no way.
Yeah. Twilight Princess was going to be on the GameCube for the longest time.
Yeah,
and then the Wii came and it got ported to that. So that could also be what happens to. I guess the same thing also happened to Tears of the King, not Tears of the King, the Breath of the Wild, where it was gonna be on the Wii U, and then the Switch also released.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like Metroid Prime 4. I'm willing to bet it's gonna be the Breath of the Wild of the Switch era, where it's like a game that's been practically hyped up since the console launched, but doesn't actually release until the console is on its way out.
It also reminds me of like Psychonauts, where it was going to be like a launch title and exclusive for the Xbox, like the original Xbox, and then it ended up coming out multi-platform in 2005.
Then again, like fucking Pikmin fans were like, Pikmin 4 was announced like back when the Wii U was still alive, and like ever since then,
Pikmin 4 is nearing the end of development.
I'm using you because you've made the perfect segue. You are of use to me. Pikmin 4. I still love the fact that like the guy who made that article like back in 2015 ended up like reviewing it and gave it like a 10 out of 10.
A what out of 10?
A 10 out of 10.
Finally, I can play the game. It finished development.
It finished development, and now you can play as Gross.
I have to be honest, real quickly. Before Pikmin 4 even got announced, I had not played any of the Pikmin games up to that point. Honestly, and then I played Pikmin 1 and 2 for the hell of it.
And yeah, like honestly, I came on board much later, because before like last month, or like June or July of this year, I had only like very, very lightly tapped my toes into like the previous 3, and then I just kind of like cranked playthroughs of all 3 like out like back to back, and it was so weird going from one like the Wii versions of 1 and 2, which had pointer controls, then the Wii U version of 3, which also had pointer controls, up and then into 4, which had this extremely awkward, like hard to get used to, like analog stick mix with kind of gyro aiming, and it's so weird.
Yeah.
Like it uses an auto lock on feature, which is kind of like, which is nifty, but like there are a lot of situations where it's like, okay, I want to look at this thing. Nah, bitch, you're looking at other thing.
Yeah, that's the main complaint I've heard. That, and it's a tad easy, but honestly, as like a starting real-time strategy game, I say that's fine.
Yeah, although this game is only like a year old, so I'm gonna throw a spoiler warning on the screen. I love the fact that they brought back both the Smoky Prog and the Water Wraith. It's like they're nowhere near as hard as their like original counterparts, but I still like even if the game is easy, I'm still like, I'm glad they're back. Like, goddamn.
I can already
there's
hear
something really funny about. Oh, so true. I've been meaning to get back into.
I just had to say it. It just had to come out of my mouth.
God, do I want to?
How to say what?
I watched the 1 and 2 playthroughs. I need to watch 3, and then God, am I going to be paying attention to 4?
Yeah, 3 doesn't really have like its defining like, holy shit, this is terrifying enemy. Like outside of maybe its final boss, kind of, but like
yeah.
Like I'm at least glad that
it is weird.
Like the counterparts from like 1 and 2 are like still in the game, and like in some occasions you can even have like 2 at a time, and like the engulfed castle I fucking
submerged castle, like, I think it was.
No, submerged castles too. Like engulfed castles like its counterpart in Pikmin 4, which is like the only like part in the main campaign where you can actually encounter the Water Wraith, and like. He's a pushover this time, but like, oh my god, I just like, you hear like a mostly original theme, but like when the Water Wraith like comes closer to spawning, like it slowly turns back into the submerged castle theme, and then he just drops down from the ceiling, and I'm like, oh boy.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Although,
how to truly like scare a person right there.
So I know the balls on the Pikmin 4 developers to not just bring back the Water Wraith, but look Pikmin 2 players dead in the fucking eye and go, you see this? You remember
we're doing this better.
Welcome back.
And, like, yeah, it's still fun. Like, although I was kind of immediately underwhelmed when like I was backed in, like not really so much a corner, but like. My Pikmin were just like carrying a thing back to the ship, and then like the Water Wraith could have easily like taken like a right turn to squash all of them, but he just kind of moved along, and I'm like, okay, we'll see you.
Okay.
Again, and this is kind of circling back to the whole difficulty thing. I'm kind of glad that Pikmin 4 is a little easier, because after playing Pikmin 2. Dear God, if another fucking Bulblax falls down from the sky, I'm going to cry.
Yeah. I'm gonna, and like, that was the thing with Pikmin 1. Like the goal being you have to get all 30 of your ship parts. So you don't have to get all 30 of your ship parts to actually like get any sort of decent ending. You can only get like 25 of them. What I didn't know was that it's not like, oh, you can get like any combination of 25 out of 30 to get a decent ending. No. Turns out 5 of them are specifically designated as optional. So when I got like 27 ship parts by the end of day 30 on my first playthrough, I was like, hell yeah, I got enough to launch. And then this ship just crash lands. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you forgot. You forgot all of our seat cushions, so you died of massage.
Oh yeah, I also loved how Pikmin 4 kind of sort of takes place after Pikmin 1's bad ending.
Pillow.
It's
like a new timeline.
It's so weird. It's not even like a full on reboot. Like it's a weird thing where it's now Pikmin 1's bad ending, and then Pikmin 4, and then Pikmin 3, which is weird.
Wait, so Pikmin 3 never like took place after Pikmin 2?
No, it's sort of implying that Pikmin, in this weird new timeline, that Pikmin 2 never happened, but Pikmin 3 happens after 4.
Did Olimar travel through space-time or something?
No, it's a weird, because like the game Pikmin 4, when you beat Pikmin 4, you unlock this like new mode where you play as Olimar and you have like a set time limit to get all of your ship parts. It's essentially like a retelling of Pikmin 1, but it's like in the location of Pikmin 4. Oh my god! Jesus Christ!
I was gonna say what
Self.
I thought that said "fuck up phones," not "fuck up phone."
Louis. Now, where could my pipe be?
Now, where could my kids be?
Literally seconds before you sent this, I was gonna be like, "What is someone gonna make like a Hyrule Historia timeline for Pikmin?" And then you immediately.
I think it's funny that the game you talked immediately after Tears of the Kingdom was Pikmin 4, both of which have had their timelines just completely shattered.
Up,
no one knows what the fuck is going on
it's
anymore.
So weird.
Which one is the Hero Succeeds timeline?
It's all our
Pikmin
meets Moss.
Wait, why is what the fuck? Why is Pikmin 1 Switch port considered a separate entity from the original?
No.
They're the same game.
Well, you see, Moss is there, so it makes the difference.
He's not there. You don't meet him in the Switch version.
Why is Pikmin 3 the timeline where they go bankrupt, so Pikmin 3 Deluxe the one where the dead is paid?
You know, it's like a Zelda situation where it's like one timeline the hero stayed after defeating Ganon, and the other he disappeared after
I'm not going to
defeating
question
Ganon,
it.
You know?
Why does
I'm
it
sorry
say
to anyone listening that's just via audio absolutely losing their minds because they have no fucking idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to throw up these. I usually throw up the images we share on screen, so I mean, like.
I'm surprised nobody addressed, like, besides Zelf, like, the bottom fourth of this image.
Zelf.
Fucking Louis.
I like how Pikmin 4.
Britney Spears toxic.
I like how Pikmin 4 leads into another iteration of this timeline.
No, that's what I'm saying. At least for the Zelda timeline, it doesn't fucking recurse on itself.
Yeah,
so Olimar did travel through space-time on his adventures. Jesus Christ.
So
timeline implies that Moss is at the center of everything.
Captain Olimar was a normal Hawkeye. And then he met a time-shattering dog.
Yeah, I knew the homophobic dog would be the cause of everything unraveling.
A time-shattering homophobic dog.
Can someone explain the homophobic dog?
I think it's just like it reminds them of like the meme of like it's like a weird looking dog staring at the camera going, "I know what you are," or like pack it up, Skittle Squad.
Hold on. Let me.
I know what you are.
I'm looking it up. I've seen the memes. I don't know like what caused it to happen.
I think it's just
the stare that
a lot of people kind of got reminded of that same like
as we say them. Otherwise, it's going to be very much taken out of context.
Yeah.
Like an image that just goes like it just isn't natural.
Full fucking snout! Look at the fucking snout! I'm gonna fucking grab it like a handle.
I know what you are. It just isn't natural.
I'm not gonna swing it or nothing. I'm just gonna grab it. I'm just like
just hold it.
I just hold it.
Yeah, no, he has like the same fucking like stare.
I get what you mean.
Here's one of the captain of I know what you are.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's Lord Food.
Yeah.
It's food.
Different meme. Different meme, dog.
So
what is that?
So, oh my god. So it has been approximately 50 minutes since this episode has started, and I
talked about 3 games.
We haven't talked about one.
3.5.
Yeah, we were. I've yet to indulge in massive amounts of selfishry, so I'm just gonna spend a ton about how I'm excited for the fact that in less than 1 year I'm getting 2 Yakuza games back to back.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, baby.
And what I love about them is that like the first one that comes out, Like a Dragon Gaiden, it's literally just going back to like the PS1 or PS2 era where it has just like a demo for the upcoming game. And I really like the fact that they're doing that because I don't know, I wasn't around for that era, so I never knew what it was like to get like to buy a game and then get a demo for a completely different game that hasn't come out yet.
I've had another fucking homophobic dog Pikmin photo.
Oh my god! Wait, why is it in May? I
don't know. Oh wait, isn't that?
Yeah, that's not. I don't think that's the. I don't think that's the fucking the right thing. It is.
June.
It is.
I get it out of the way. I do it a month beforehand, so I can just hate on them during. I guess I don't fucking know. I'm almost entirely
happy for Gaiden because slot car racing is back, and God knows I need more of that. I need my slot car racing.
Yo, this gameplay fire.
Yeah.
I need to assemble my slot car so
baby.
I can beat little Jimmy, who has beaten me for the 3rd time now, and I just got $2 so I can beat him.
Where's the punch button in that GIF?
Oh no.
Yakuza fans be like, yo, this gameplay.
Yeah. I think in the I've never owned a PS4. I think in the PS4 version of that game it just uses the motion controls. So you literally have to let
God.
Don't shake the baby.
And violently shakes controller.
Shake the baby.
Someone just throws the controller across the wall.
Don't shake the baby.
So it's like, I don't know if it was like Scott the Woz or someone else who was like, don't shake the baby, just like slams the fucking babysitting mama doll against the wall.
That was RT game. I know that specifically.
Oh, okay.
No, it might have been Scott the Woz because I know he actually did do a video on them, but that does feel like something that does feel like something Sal would do, but that feels 100 times more like something RT game would do. Just don't shake the baby.
Bonk.
And then he does it anyways.
Yeah. And
then he put it in a blender.
I think the funniest part was just like
I think it was
like the promotional thing for Yakuza 8, also known as like Infinite Wealth. It was like literally just Kiryu and Ichiban just like posing in front of like chilling out in front of like a building in Hawaii, and I'm just like, I can only in my head I just call that image the Blowjob Brothers. I need to find that image. I need to find it.
I just want to know the fuck you brothers.
I just need to play more Yakuza games. I played 0 like last year, and I have Kiwami 1 ready to play.
Yeah, I will say that like the thing about like it's so funny about how you play. If you were like in 2005 and you played like the PS2 version, you would not give a shit about like the main villain. But then if you play 0 in Kiwami 1, you just like it's hard not to cry when you actually get to the ending. It's like, oh shit.
Look, I'm sorry, but 10 years in the joint
made you a fucking pussy. That I love that dub, but I hate it too. God knows it's like they got fucking goofy and they still didn't bother to.
I'm sorry. God bless shitty video game dubs for providing endless amounts of laughs and entertainment that most Marvel movies.
It's the Blowjob Brothers, baby. It's the Blowjob Brothers.
No, it's them.
It's you, Narukami from Persona 4 and Eric Andre united at last. We have got.
Fuck you.
I'm just speaking the truth. I wasn't the one who made.
What the hell?
What? Everyone made that joke. He looks like that one prosecutor from Ace Attorney or some shit.
Hold on.
Oh my
Hold
God.
on.
The fact.
Why did just my Bobby
there it is.
Ken right?
There it is. There's the image. the fact that this image takes place in Hawaii makes it so much more powerful. I'm just not used to seeing English words on signs in these games.
Fuck you, English in Japanese country.
Yeah, now it's Japanese and English country.
It's like when they increased the budget of their localization team, they've accidentally made the signs English.
I was like, I mean, I do love the teaser trailer for this game where it's literally just Ichiban waking up in Hawaii ass naked, and then like people are just like terrified. I want a version of this image that has like an Adidas tracksuit photoshopped onto him. He's pulling off the squat. With no effort. He's pulling off the squat like effortlessly, and I'm pissed.
The entire game industry will never reach a point that it did in like the early 2000s, where it was just like shitty voice acting that wasn't on purpose.
Yeah, the funny thing is that like the original Yakuza's dub had like a lot of like really high profile people. Like even outside of Mark Hamill, there's like Debbie Derryberry, the voice of Jimmy Neutron. There's Bill Farmer, voice of Goofy. I want to say there was one more. John DiMaggio, voice of Bender and Jake the Dog.
Oh god, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's like it's so funny how like they literally just they never show them the actual scenes that they're dubbing over. So like when there's this one particular voice line that they had to chop up because they didn't because the voice actor didn't know like what was happening, so he just said it was like the original line was like, kill this arrogant motherfucker, but like in the actual game they just chop it out so it just says kill this arrogant motherfucker, and then it's just like it's so fucking funny. And it's the intro to a boss fight, so it's even funnier.
Are you sure it's not the game slowing down?
No, it's literally just them just like chopping up the
voice in real time. Put that in the game.
Yeah. Future me, put that in the video. Put the clip in the video.
Oh my god, I can't wait to see that.
Put that clip in.
You brought up Mark Hamill, and I was just remembering how we were all fucking watching like the first few episodes of regular show, and I was absolutely floored by the fact that Skips is voiced by Mark Hamill.
I'm embarrassed to say that it took me a decade to find that out.
Dude, yeah.
Like, because you would never would have guessed.
Such a good.
Can I say that I'm embarrassed that I found out about that now?
I'm not blaming you.
Oh, you heard about it like a week ago. You kidding me?
I'm not blaming you with that one.
Yeah.
All you have to do is picture Skips as the Joker, but he smokes like a 10-pack a day.
I was gonna say, I've always been able to recognize it based on his inflections he uses when he voices the Joker.
I mean,
like they just sound very similar.
He kind of goes into it when he's playing Majima. He just kind of like beats the shit out of someone with an umbrella, and he just screams like, "This is the part where you're supposed to laugh." And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's Mark Hamill.
Yeah, no, that's him. It's like how you don't realize how like in regular shows first season, like half of the fucking villains were British.
Not just British, like it's weird. Half of the villains are British, and like half of the extras, like 75% of the extras cast throughout all of regular show is fucking Roger Craig Smith.
Yeah, you're right.
Like he voices everyone in that show.
Yeah, it doesn't help that they brought in like an actual like recurring side character during one of the seasons.
They created Thomas just because his name was Thomas, and like they created him because they were like, we have you voice everyone in this show except for a side character.
Yeah, and then
they barely stayed around for like 2 seasons.
Yeah, and then they're just like, no, I'm a bad guy this whole time.
Yeah, it was revealed 2 seasons later that Thomas was a Russian agent.
Classic regular show.
Classic regular show.
It's anything but.
Except that happens in the span of like 1 episode, not 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
I'm double checking actually. What was the gap between?
It was like a season or 2, because like when they revealed that he was like a Russian spy.
Thomas debuted in season 4, and he the first episode of season 4, and the episode was the 8th, and the real Thomas, which was the episode where he turned to be a Russian spy, was the 8th episode of season 6. They really made you sit for like almost 2 1/3 seasons.
Yeah.
Just to drop that on you.
Yeah, and then they like showed you this flashback sequence of like past episodes, but it's just like very obviously Thomas doing not what he was doing in those scenes. But you can tell they're being ironic with it.
Yeah, he's just like he's like sweeping the floors, but like next later he's like a couple seconds later he's like shooting a guy or something.
Yeah, literally.
How?
I was gonna. We're slowly winding down on the list, and therefore I don't expect like these last 4 games to have like a lot of like discussion based around them. But I think like out of the 4, I think we might get the most mileage out of Street Fighter 6.
Yeah,
because
I actually like realized like we made it like 50 minutes into this podcast talking about voice
No, it's been an hour.
And we didn't mention Charles Martinet.
Yeah, we didn't.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The one thing I've been like thinking of mentioning is like we should probably talk about how TF2 got outdated. I fucking forgot to think about Charles Martinet once.
Yeah, like literally, like I was
Also put that on the list. TF2 got updated.
Just like as a quick thing, shout outs to him. He's done like some amazing work for just the entire Mario lineage.
He's been doing
from
this since
N64 till
31 year tenure is not a bad thing.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing is he's actually been doing this since '91, like before like any actual game voices. Because like I think it was the same year Mario World came out where he was going around to Nintendo game shows.
It was '92, so it was like a year after.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
I think the first one he did was like a Mario themed pinball table where like you can kind of tell it's him, but it's also a vastly different voice.
A very early voice.
I know the first like one that had like the Charles Martinet Mario voice. Wasn't that like Mario teaches typing or something?
It was
like
Mario's
that?
Game Gallery. Or like Mario's Fundamentals,
like
whichever.
That was his first game.
Yeah,
voice.
go fish, Mario.
I'm a like.
Oh, fish indeed.
It's a bittersweet end, but honestly, I definitely
There's
prefer.
something very touching about like the fucking Mario movie. His last line
it's
is
like, those are my boys.
Yeah, like it's a good send off. He got a very good send off in general, and in my opinion, it was kind of like I kind of saw this happening within the next 5-ish years.
Yeah,
it's been about 30 years for him, and it's kind of getting to that point.
Yeah.
Honestly, has anyone ever maintained that long of a voicing career? I don't even think SpongeBob. Like, I don't even think fucking SpongeBob's been around that long.
No, it's been like 6 years shorter. But I think the funny thing is that like, I think there's a video I watched in 2015 where like he offhandedly mentioned like, by the way, like, what is with like Charles Martinet? He just kind of like, this is in 2015, by the way. He was like, what is with like Mario's voice not being as like energetic as usual? And they just post like a clip of like 64, then Galaxy, then like a clip of like an amiibo the kiosk where he just goes, "It's me, Mario, wahoo!" It's like in a very like shortened voice, and he's like, "Come on, dude."
I looked it up. Charles Martinet does have it like up there with like other voice actors, like very famous ones in terms of like his tenure. I think like some of the only notable ones that like have voiced their characters longer than him is like Mel Blanc, like literally.
Oh yeah.
So literally the Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
And the god of voice acting, if you will.
Yeah,
I heard that at least like Mario, not like he's not voicing anyone in Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and like it took until it literally got pointed out for anyone to realize. So it's not like
I mean,
this is gonna be
the only reason why people noticed it in
finish.
Wonder was because people noticed it in WarioWare.
Yeah,
that one was very obvious that it wasn't Charles.
It was, because like honestly, you could definitely. He's always been very public about like how the Wario voice has way more like strain on his.
Yeah,
like,
that's the funny thing
cords.
because the last WarioWare game that came out, it was WarioWare Get It Together.
Gold?
He was Get It Together. It was like he was the only character that didn't have full voice acting, so you could have like scenes where everyone else is fully voiced, but then like when it gets to Wario, you just have like him going "wah" and then just subtitles. It's just like okay.
People were like even like thinking that like for that game they didn't even have like Charles Martinet record new lines for Mario. They just used a bunch of like
they just had like a placeholder guy or something.
Yeah, like a bunch of not like a placeholder guy, but like because they have like a huge backlog of like still like unused recordings that they haven't used for other games. So like it would be pretty easy for them to just go back and take a bunch of like old Wario recordings that weren't used.
My mind went to like the fucking like those amiibo cards they made for that one Mario Sports 3DS game that was like
Mario Sports Superstars.
Oh yeah,
those cards.
Yeah.
That was a game.
They dropped that immediately, didn't they? Shit.
Yeah.
Wow, I completely forgot those existed. Those are about as useful as AR cards for the 3DS.
Yeah. Hey, don't you fucking shit on? Don't you shit on AR cards? How dare you?
Okay.
They made a big one.
No, I'm sorry. I should not have brought up AR cards.
They made a big one.
Love AR cards. The big one was all my homies had the big one.
All the homies had the big one.
The really big one
all
that
the
I could
homies
use as a table mat.
all the big homies had the Club Nintendo big one.
They never made more AR cards.
You're not even calling it the big AR card, just call it the big one.
The big
Oh
one.
god, yeah. Just an AR
one.
card that's so massive you
I
can't even fit it inside your house.
You can't even fit it inside your mouth.
Then what's
What's the point? There's no point to it all.
I can't bite.
I cannot bite into and go home, and then I do it, and then it doesn't do it.
Smash, have you seen my AR cards?
Me with a deck of AR cards shaped like bulge in my cheeks, running away.
I don't know.
Chris, I don't know where your delicious AR card went.
Nope.
Big AR card shaped stomach.
I'm upset that I did kind of like the idea of like the whole photos with Mario, photos with Pikmin apps that they had. Because it's literally just like you literally just get it free with like a gift card. So like it was I don't know, it was kind of charming.
Yeah, I think Nintendo just like for some reason they didn't do anything more with like that or AR cards because it was kind of like nothing more than a novelty thing for the system.
I didn't even know that like 2 years. I didn't even know until like 2 years ago that like Kid Icarus Uprising had like its own line of like AR cards that like you can you can like battle them like in game.
What? I thought the only AR cards that were ever released were like launch AR cards.
Not like AR like the branding, but like they had like cards that your 3DS could scan in, and then like if you face them towards each other, they start battling it out, and they have like stats and shit.
Like amiibo cards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess AR cards were like the earliest form of them testing RF scanners.
Yeah, and then the Switch came with the fucking IR camera that does nothing for any game.
It did some stuff.
Yeah, you can eat
Nintendo
things in 1-2 Switch.
And Game Garage.
You can eat.
Okay, yeah, the Game Garage. I'll give that one.
You can shove a Joy-Con in your mouth.
Yeah, there was always that one like night vision thing on the eShop that I always see that I never get because it's just a night vision thing.
When are we gonna get like the equivalent to that one old iOS app where you could like drink beer? Like just
the technology was so much better when I could.
I mean, to be fair,
Find the app on your phone now that lets you drink beer.
To be fair, it is just already like a gyroscopic device, so you can literally just tilt it and then it just does the same thing.
You know, if Nintendo like released that and charged $60 for it, I would still buy it. Like just the beer app ported to like Nintendo Switch.
The beer app.
Would
you get updates for the beer app? Would you download the high-end DLC for the beer app on Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, free.
Where the hell's the app where you like put the switch up to your face where it's a funny mustache and you talk and it'll be like, oh, it's a funny mustache.
Wow.
South Park
You
characters.
are
Snapchat
you are
filters the $60
you're a
game.
true businessman.
Everybody 1-2 Switch 2 exclusive game lead.
That's such a janky title.
Be invited to the party.
Yeah, remember when I can't get over that they looked at this game and it's like, don't release this. This is so
garbage.
bad,
Wait a year.
People question if you're a good game.
Okay, I've actually played everybody 1-2 Switch. Yes, I'm still saying the best game in there is Color Shoot by far. It really works well, kind of like with Discord calls.
Yeah,
you're just
I've seen that. That one looks fun.
Yeah.
Unironically, I took an like the one image they had on the shop of it, and I made it into a sticker. Look at this man.
He's having fun.
How does he not instantly sell you the game?
Don't worry about it. He's fucking hell.
Why like talking about the pull on his fucking, put the push down on his fucking plunger to blow up that damn road runner?
Why'd you post that?
That is gonna blow him up instead.
Nintendo, like
motherfucker.
The best part about all this is Nintendo is like repeatedly like, oh yeah, we're just not like releasing a new F-Zero game because we just don't have any new ideas for how to innovate the series, and then like
they put out everything on to Switch.
Which is the same fucking thing, but more mini games.
They really thought 1-2 Switch would be the next Wii Sports, didn't they?
The
thing
is, apparently
flying
it's sold
sword
decently.
into
Like apparently,
you.
like the first one sold decently, despite it not even being a
Yeah,
package.
because after you fucking.
Because it was a release title, of course it would sell decently.
Yeah.
Oh,
The reason
no,
Wii
you're
Sports
talking
was
about the original 1-2 Switch. Okay, they're talking about everybody 1-2 Switch. And I'm like, yeah, they just said it was going to make people fucking question if Nintendo was a good game company. Of
It's
course,
just
they're
like-
going to buy it for the bio fascination alone.
Yeah,
Why do
like
you
this
think
just kind of like
movies
makes me
came up
feel
with-
like if Wii Sports Resort didn't like
No,
launch,
it's because people liked them.
if Wii Sports Resort didn't launch with the Wii Motion Plus accessory, I don't think it would have done as well genuinely. Because like I think a big reason why Sports Resort did so like if Sports 2 or Sports Resort was just like Sports 2.
Sports
Yeah, not even Sports Resort. This isn't Sports Resort. This is Wii Sports 2 without the Wii Motion Plus accessory.
Sports 2.
No!
Sports 2.
I watched the
Now watch
fucking
me win it.
video
Peggle
the other day, and by God, does it not look as
We'll never reach the heights of hype that people had for the Peggle 2 reveal.
What a fucking...
God, how did we get so off track? What were we talking
I mean,
about?
to be fair, it wasn't like all that off track. Considering we're literally just like talking about.
When are we going to talk about Street Fighter 6?
Yeah, can we talk about Street Fighter 6 now? I know that some people actually
Okay,
have
it
the
was fun.
game.
As someone who has never played Street Fighter super much, I really enjoyed it.
I
From what
as
I've
someone
played.
who doesn't have much access to its online, I still like really enjoyed beating the entirety of the story mode. I think
I think the story mode's actually like really nice.
It looks pretty...
Especially for like noobs like me. It really gets you accustomed with like all your buttons and mechanics. It teaches you pretty much a lot of the game, even if it's just NPCs you gotta find out in the world.
Yeah,
It's probably the most approachable traditional 2D fighter on the market.
What kind of character do you make? Because I want to see which of the 3 avenues that everyone went down.
Hold on. Oh shit.
You want to see my character?
I need to get a high quality screenshot of the Grunkler.
Oh my god.
I need to get a high quality screenshot.
I named my character Big Mondo.
Big Mondo.
Oh no, I named mine Massive Man, but like that was one of the 3 characters I made.
Yes.
No.
I think I also have some screenshots of like various avatars
Massive
I
Man is
found
wild.
early on.
Because like I think I've said this before to some other people that like the 3 categories of SF6 characters that they make are just either like them just in the game like as a person, or just like any fictional character that they like, or just a complete like homunculi abomination.
Yeah, gotta say, you're photogenic.
and I ended up making all 3. It was really just like a poor approximation of myself, like a very poor approximation of myself, and then Susie from Deltarune, and then
what a great video.
And then the third one was just like massive man who was like, he has the thickest neck, torso, arms, biceps of all time. but his cake.
Automator's gonna catch these fucking random references.
His cake is massive, but he has like the most brittle legs and like the most like anything that isn't his arms, neck, and cheeks are just like completely like twig thin.
What? Why is your name Face Eater 45X?
That's not my name. That's just some user I found chilling there.
Oh,
I love it's so great.
Okay. This is my actual.
Oh my God, Chris!
I know. It just looks funny. It just looks funny. It has the same cadence.
Okay, yeah. I'm just thinking about how fucking the McElroys fucking went to Street Fighter 6 and made like.
I got upset because like I saw that Alex Lee, the voice of Luke, like literally managed to create himself perfectly in the game, and then I just look at like the way I did myself, and I was just like, how can I can't do this.
Why doesn't mine look like
Why
that?
doesn't mine?
Why does mine look like that?
Where did I go wrong? Looks at some dweeb.
Did you just say some dweeb?
And the move goes on.
I rolled an R for some reason. Some dweeb. Look at the other one.
Oh no! You think went wrong?
Oh no, it went wrong.
Random R jump scare.
Oh God, that. I think there's also that shitty thing that they did with like the TMNT DLC like a week ago.
Yeah, like it's cool on the surface level that they added skins to the game. However, it's not cool that it's $15 a piece. $60 for every skin.
Yeah, it's $15 for one skin. It costs the same as the game itself. The thing is, it doesn't say $15, but you have to get 750 fighter coins in order to buy one, and 750 fighters coins is only accessible through $15.
Yeah,
actually reacting to the Street Fighter 6 custom character shit.
Oh my God. I will admit though that this does tap into like that childhood wonder I had when I would literally just play wrestling games just to make the worst looking wrestler I could possibly make.
I don't think that's a Street Fighter 6 character, Chris.
I didn't know what the buttons did. I didn't know how to play. But by God, could I throw a fucking slab of meat into a fucking
please give us Wide Bruce in Street Fighter 6.
I don't want to see Wide Bruce.
I
don't want to see Wide Bruce.
That's why I love watching the factory so much.
Don't show me color bleeding Wide Bruce.
I gotta find the image, but I made an image of
I swear to God, if color bleeding White Bruce is at the function.
I forgot.
You better not be color bleeding White Bruce.
I made this version of like Wide Bruce where it's just like I darkened the image and it just says "He persists" in like white text. It looks incredibly corrupting.
You might as well send that in chat so I have the ability to send that into the.
I gotta see it. I haven't seen it.
Please do.
He persists. I need to find it on my hard drive. I gotta look in my Bruce folder.
Bruce is probably gonna laugh his ass off when he gets this far into the video.
Let's be fair, no one will.
I can't wait to see like just the editing of like fucking random images and clips.
Sorry for distracting you at Pizza Hut, Bruce.
The thing is, nothing could be worse than that one episode that I did like a couple episodes back, where literally all anyone was doing was just sharing random images. Like nothing was coherent. Like even remotely.
God, you're right. I'm sorry.
This has been at least somewhat coherent, which is a step in the right direction.
It's like at least we spent the first like 50 minutes being coherent, which is 55 minutes more than the one I'm talking about.
So what we're saying is that the ADHD doesn't kick in until after 55 minutes. Gotcha.
Okay, there it is.
Got it.
It's just like a big countdown
Writing
timer.
that down.
That's exactly
Hey,
it.
good lord.
That's exactly it. I couldn't find the He Persists version. I could just find the fucked up. I could
Why
only
does
find...
it look like the
Blue
cursed
Beetle,
Mario image that people like send
You have
around?
alerted the Bruce.
Alright. But yeah, no, Street Fighter 6, really, really cool game. Really fun. Ken is a homeless guy now.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that.
Game.
I am still kind of pissed that
Mauricio still hates Jay because of what he did to Ken.
JP is a garbage doo-doo boy.
He is.
Oh, you mean in lore? I thought you
There's
meant
no-
like.
I do remember because like in like kind of the weeks I have seen like you guys playing Street Fighter 6, and I'm just trying to remember the fucking please let me win. Who was that?
I forgot who that was. Shoot.
Because there was like one person who would only beat who like two people would face off and one would always beat the other. Like the other person never fucking stood a chance.
Oh yeah, I think the last.
That's me every time I play fighting games.
I don't know who that guy was. Probably my Zangief.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
That would
lie.
also probably be me.
Will it be my Zangief to my Zangief alt skin 1?
Will you be my muscle Russian
No,
to
it's
my
like
muscular Russian?
Like 9. We all know this.
I think the last game I was going to discuss was Sonic Superstars, because I know it's already kind of like similar to Mario Wonder, but like I'm at least.
Is it out?
Oh no,
It's not out, but it's coming out like next month
right.
as of recording.
It comes out in 2 months,
Damn.
Okay.
and then
It's such a cool coincidence that they're both releasing like in the same year.
yeah, and like
Really? Honestly.
yeah, apparently.
The console wars are back, baby. Get into the fucking
Who's
trenches.
Even though you can literally get both of them on the
Just ignore that Sega has been defunct on making consoles for the last
same-
like,
yeah, on the
7
same
years.
system, yeah.
We're back.
I'm sorry. Whenever I
It's
see
time for
Mario and
console war
Sonic fighting
volunteering.
for a
Let's go.
2D game,
It's
my
the Civil War.
endorphins like pop off.
It's the Civil War.
Fight or
Two
flight senses
console off of the
activate.
console
Why'd you
war,
post
but
the
by
JT's Chrysler
we
Jeep
don't-
Dodge Deal-tastic Me commercial? Get that out of here.
Why did you recite it in full?
Deal-tastic me fucking dot.
But,
No, who was the fucking like the car insurance salesman who had like an arc with an evil version of himself that killed him?
That's just like every 2000s game reviewer. Let's face it.
A dark, fucked up version of the Deal-tastic Me advertisement guy.
Anti-gamer.
No, there was like an actual car advertisement parody dead.
It took us
need to
not even
find
like
this.
15 seconds to fall off track.
It's like it's
I'm sorry.
hello, it's me. It's like it's me, a evil version of you in a cloak that's clearly in the same shot and played by the same person. You must play this game to.
I love Sonic 06.
I will steal your soul.
I did not mean to spiral the conversation from Sonic Superstars into a GT's to a Chrysler
Okay.
Jeep Dodge
I'm just-
Me 2013 version.
I at least find it funny that like people were just like, it was like the whole thing with Sonic Origins just essentially serving as like a tie-in to it. As people were just like, oh yeah, because AB plays the same, and also the final video, like the final animated portion you can unlock, literally just serves as a teaser for it.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, well, and then people were just like, this intro animation doesn't look as good. Kill him.
Kill him.
Kill him now!
And then for some reason, despite the fact that there was music, like there was actual music in the game when it was at like demo events, for some reason the actual like direct feed had like music from Sonic Mania and Sonic 4, which it is quite the jump scare to hear Sonic 4 music in 2023, but like
Honestly, yeah. Like, you know, I think they're trying to like say, you know, this is the real Sonic 4.
This is the real Sonic 4 after Sonic Mania was the
But it
real
was
Sonic
fun.
4.
Yeah, like honestly, Sonic Superstars in a non-Christian whitehead like developed game like Sonic Mania turned out to be. Like Sonic Superstars is exactly how Sonic Team should have tried to do Sonic 4.
Apparently it doesn't like use the retro engine entirely, but they like meticulously like recreated or like borrowed some stuff from that engine. Like 1-to-1.
Okay.
Like it looks, apparently people tested it out. It's like 1-to-1, like what Mania controls like.
Okay. Well, I'm always cautiously optimistic about new Sonic games because they tend to be a mixed bag. I'm not going to be the guy that says Sonic has had a rough transition into 3D because Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 exist.
So did I, and you can't. I'm complaining.
We all had rough transitions into 3D.
Yeah, it's called being a teenager.
Wait a minute.
Everyone knows the first like 8 months.
Were you 2-dimensional when you were 12?
I was 2-dimensional at 12
Everyone knows
years
You
this.
run across the ground.
Come on.
You build up like infinite friction because you're so like infinitesimally thin. You do not slow down.
There was no sight of slowing.
But
I'm
I'm really hoping that we get another 2D Sonic banger, because especially after Mania and how like jaw-dropping it was for me to play that game.
And then the team just kind of got dropped.
I'm not expecting like Superstars to hit that same level of quality, because that's lightning in a bottle sometimes.
Yeah, it's also because they dropped the team after Mania.
Yeah.
Because they're putting a lot of their bets on forces, and then it didn't. So
I'm just hoping that I can grab like 4 of my friends, or 3 of my friends, not 4. What am I talking about? But grab 3 of my friends and just have like a fun time with it.
I can't have 4 friends at once.
Don't you know the law of the universe, KA? You can't have more than 4 players.
You can't
Say that to Super Smash Brothers for
That's
Wii U.
why the Wii U flopped with fucking Nintendo Land,
Yeah,
bro.
because
You can't have more.
Say that to Super Smash Brothers
they can't
Ultimate.
say that 5 people exist at the same time. That's stupid.
Wait a minute, 5 people can't exist.
Wait a minute, that's us.
Oh no!
I should have made that the outro. Fuck.
God
Sorry.
damn it.
Yeah, fuck. Cut this. These like
It was a
20
funny joke.
seconds. And cut these like 20 seconds and just put them at the end.
No, I'm just.
But don't cut out this part of me saying that, so they just have no fucking idea what we're talking about.
No, I think I'm about to head it. I think I'm about to like cut it around here because like it's rounded off. It's almost been an.
We
We
haven't
didn't
even
get
got
to the
we haven't
second
even
topic.
No, but
Could you end the? Could you
It's
end it with the
almost
deal
been an
testing
hour and a
commercial?
half, and we've been talking about video games all day.
yes. Good.
This is what happens when
Yes.
5
And also
nerds
deal
get
task
together
with
in a
me.
call. They just talk about video games for like an hour and
I mean,
a half.
that's the
Regardless
majority of
of
every
what-
other podcast episode.
Yeah, regardless of what we talk about in the podcast, you just need to put like a 10-second clip of Deal-tastic me at the end of the podcast.
It's just like
Okay.
because literally every other episode of the podcast is literally just like 90% video games and then 10%. Hey, this thing happened at school once.
Yeah.
And this reminds me of that time.
I have one more game I would like to add to this like recently released list.
Edit.
Baldur's Gate 3.
I've heard really good things about that.
I have played it for an hour thus far, and it's been pretty all right. It's very strategy heavy, like any other like D&D kind of like third-person strategy game. But yeah, that's what I kind of expected. It is very D&D, even like.
Is it true you can riz up anyone?
I'm not sure, but I
Don't say
do know you can
riz.
customize your genitals,
Yo.
and I'm not kidding.
God,
Genital
when's
customization.
McElroy's gonna get all that?
Wait, what?
See, this is
Yeah.
why I usually play Bard, because I don't give a shit. So I could literally romance anyone. I just gotta get a 20.
Just like in real life.
I hear people saying it's harder to not romance your party members in Baldur's Gate 3 than it is to romance them.
Oh God, my his
I
ass
don't
is
know.
never gonna like
I have
this
yet
game.
to do. I'm still very early in the game, to be honest. Even though I've played it for an hour,
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
because I'm like trying to think of like, okay, what's like the best move here in this situation?
This guy, I saw a video of this guy played Baldur's Gate 3, and he was trying to like hook up with this one party member that he had, and like he accidentally went into like the wrong dialogue option with this other party member, and he's just like, yeah, so I accidentally said this to this one guy, and I've been locked into a homosexual relationship in Baldur's Gate 3.
That's an intense line.
Like, he said this one thing to this one guy in his party that didn't seem romantic, but then he walked over to the party member he actually wanted to romance, and she's like, well, I would sleep with you, but you're already hooked up with that other guy.
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm trapped. No.
I think the
Why
best
is
part
my
about the
first
game
thought looking like Shinji sitting in the chair?
Okay.
I swear, the best party member in Baldur's Gate 3 thus far, if you don't mind me spoiling like the beginning of the fucking game, is the literal Riz wizard. It's a wizard who actually has a like surprising amount of casual Riz, bro. It is like, oh, I'd let him plow me.
You people
bro.
concern me. You people concern me.
Good answer. Good answer.
So,
This is a fucking Family Feud.
Why do you just say I plow her on Family Feud?
Mean, huh?
Mean, huh?
Wait, huh?
Okay.
Yes.
So, fellers, for the finale, I shall deliberately choose who to kick out first. Eeny, meeny, fuck
Don't
you.
forget, if
Okay,
you're up there, they added a cute seal.
Okay, eeny, meeny, miny.